All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chahak double honor to the elders and apostles of your millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000, the hopeful elect, Shalom, Barakathum. I'm going to title this in transit, Meditate on the Hour of Temptation and the Charagma. All right, meditate on the hour of temptation and the Charagma. All right, now we know that there's all kind of news about what the Charagma is. All right, you can look up all kind of videos on it that the men of the Great Millstone break down to you, which will be a tiny device, electronic, that will be in your hand or your forehead. All right, one of those two, and it will be linked to the financial economic system. Basically, they've made society where you have to participate in citizenry and city culture. Okay, very few people actually live way out in the boonies and the sticks in the rural areas. Over the course of a period of time, all right, they invited you in. They started with building these towns and then these suburbs, and then they got you, the money wise, they got you into credit cards, all right, and writing checks and banking accounts and all of these things, to the modern age where you can't really live without those things now. The people are so weak, they're stupid, they've regressed in education, that Esau is able to put this spell on them. All right, and so now we're at the point where, just a quick recap, where he's taking so many freedoms from you and removed so much education and understanding out of the populace, all right, that they don't really have a choice but to allow Esau's solution, all right, which will be the Charagma, to take place. Okay, and that's where we are right now. You're seeing all kind of rhetoric about these guys in the WEF. They're just boldly saying it. You can look it up about how they see humans as hackable animals and all of that. So don't listen to guys that are trying to tell you what the MOTB is or the Charagma is talking about some sin, something that's been in the earth since Adam. Okay, since the time of Adam, since man was created, really. All right, that now is the Charagma spoken about, that would determine who would get salvation at the very end. All right, that's not true. It's going to be an actual device, and these are things that you got to really think about, man. You have to meditate on it. The brother just had a dream recently about betrayal. Okay, about a brother that took it and didn't want to say that he took it, because that's a very grievous thing. It's going to be the same spirit that was on Judas when he took that bag of silver coins. You know, he took the bag, so to speak, literally. All right, and what happened after that? The Lord knew immediately. They said, "You betrayed me. You betrayed the Lord with a kiss." All right, and that's exactly what happened. And a very heavy, depressive spirit hopped on Judas to the point where he just took himself out, man. All right, and you got to meditate on these things, man. Okay, you're gonna be tried. I don't care what nobody's telling you, but there ain't gonna be no Jacob's trouble, or it's gonna be happening over there, something like that, and the chariot is gonna show up and beam us up out of here. No, man. All right. The scriptures say that we're going to be tried and we're going to be refined. Okay, all right. I forget where that is, but it speaks about us being refined and tried in the fire as we're getting delivered, man. All right, or the ones that are getting delivered are going to be tried and refined. All right. And if you're not thinking about these things, if you think the Charagma is some other type of thing, that's why there's so much blood on the hands of these camps, because you don't even give men enough time to think. You're not even preparing them to think about how they're going to handle it and overcoming it, man. All right, when you're getting ready to die, or you're getting ready to go to war, or something that could lead to your death, all right, you think about life, man. You reflect back, and what do you have to do at the end of that before you go out? You got to gird yourself up, and you got to prepare yourself, prepare your minds. All right, and that's what we're doing. That's what we encourage every brother to do, man. All right, we don't want to fail that test, man, because it really does not matter how much work work you did, how good you are in precepts. If you fail that test, you will be destroyed. Revelation 14 will play out, and you'll be part of that number being burned up in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahushua. Okay? And that's a deadly serious message. And the Lord don't give dreams to brothers for no reason, man. Not every dream has significance, but the ones that brothers feel through the Spirit compelled to speak on, all right, that those things happen for a reason, man. A lot of confusion is getting ready to happen, because that's what happens before something gets divided. Before something gets severely divided, it gets confounded and confused together. All right? The Lord did that with the Tower of Babel. What were they doing? They were all mixing together. Okay? All nations were mixing together, and because they spoke one language and were in a particular region, they thought they could be in an open spirit of rebellion against the Most High. The scriptures say that nothing shall be restrained from us, from what we imagine to do. All right, so what did the Lord do when he saw these people, mixing together? He scattered them, man. All right, and scattering is another way of division, another way of saying division. All right, so America's confounded right now, and the people are gonna be scattered, and it's divided. Well, it's been confused, all right, but now the Lord is scattering His place, spiritually speaking. All right, these things manifest itself through politics, through red pill talking points on the internet. Between men and women, between old and young, all right, between the blacks and the whites, which these are all menial things that people don't really understand, all right, that there's a spirit of division in the earth, and that's because destruction is very, very, very close, all right. So we got to stay focused. We got to lock in. We have to have the understanding on what is getting ready to happen, number one, and then we have to have the spiritual strength and fortitude to withstand the hour of temptation, man. All right? Because really, it's of the Most High if you pass. And that's why we always walk with the fear of the Lord in us, man. All right? To the best of our ability, because it ain't something you just gonna be able to do. You might get put in some crazy situation, man. All right? And you have to meditate on how would you handle that. Would you compromise yourself, your family? All right. Are you going to be a liability? Think about Maccabees, the 7th chapter. All right. The righteous woman that had the 7 sons. All right. It may not be the 7th chapter. I'm thinking about the 7 sons in the Maccabees. All right. She let all of her children basically get put to death in horrific ways by the Greeks, by the Grecians, man. All right, who are a demonic, wicked people, who were the Edomites and are the so-called white people today, by the way. All right, she suffered that, allowed that to happen in righteousness. All right, and that account, man, you should read that, because it shows you, like, look, this you can kill our body, you can inflict pain on us, but it don't stop the Lord's program, man. And there were plenty of men, righteous men, apostles, that died, man, all right, doing this thing. And you have to meditate, am I up to that test? If the Lord really tried me right now, he chin checked me, would you get knocked out, or would you be able to take it on the chin? All right, this is why this is for soldiers. This is why the Lord ain't just dealing with women. You got to be, if you're a woman, you got to be under a man, all right, because this is going to be a real test. Okay, how many women do you see on the battlefield in a real war? There's basically no women on the battlefield, man. All right, and that's how you have to look at this thing. We're at war, spiritually speaking. Okay, so you're not gonna see a woman leading a bunch of men. If you're a woman, you're gonna have to get with a man, because this is a real test. All right, and the scriptures say you're gonna be saved through childbearing anyway. So, for the sincere brothers out there, man, don't. It's okay to have your mirth here and there, but do not be in a complete spirit where you're just giving over into mirth and drinking, and you always got to do something. You know, you always got to do something to lift your spirit up, man. You, at a certain point, you have to build your spirit up, or you get tougher. You don't seek out the easier ways. You get tougher. All right. You learn how to suffer. That's a science, man. All right. And, you know, this is just what I encourage everybody, man, because those dreams are humbling, man. You know, I don't really have dreams, me, myself, personally. But I'm always encouraged by them or frightened by them, you know, either way. So anyway, I'll end it there, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachahakwada Shalom Kwam Yasharala.